welcome back to the Brothers Everyone and Home Wars. We're on episode 7 of season 5, and we are just leaving right where we left off. I did deal with the ants that were in the first hallway. I noticed there was a bug. Ha! A bug. Anyway, I couldn't deploy anywhere but where the base logistics supply was at on the deployment zones. That was a very weird bug, but that did happen. Um, so we're going to end turn here and get started with the next day. Alright, so Bugs didn't make a move. What do we got here? Let's see what our options are. We got some marksmen there. Do we have that rifle unit? More tanks. More tanks. So we don't. So it looks like our best option would be to move this marksman unit into this room here. Well, we can't. We need to walk over this first. And now we can. So we're going to move that unit on into this room. Take that room out. Oh, there's... Okay. Wasn't expecting that. We will fight that, though. We have secured the second hallway at this point. We got our sappers back. Oh, that's our rifleman. Got our sappers back here. We got this army that needs to move up. They're going to join the front. I think we have enough to recruit another army. Oh, I did get like 80 XP from the sapper fight that I dealt with. So just to make it clear, a sapper battle, since I did have a question about this in the comments, a sapper battle is a fight where basically I take a singular sapper and that sapper deals with all the bugs that are there. That's typically how I deal with ant swarms. That's typically how I deal with tier 1 bugs. They're just not... They basically just drop to a sapper. The sapper is the workhorse of the early game. So that is typically what a sapper battle is, which is why I just cut it out, because it's me just running around with a singular sapper placing down barbed wire the whole time. So, alright, let's look at our vehicular options here. We could look at maybe moving toward a heavy tank. That wouldn't be too bad, and then we could start looking at maybe moving toward a battle tank. Obviously, these are quite expensive units. Even their experience is quite high, or their experience cost. We could just give in and get artillery. That is one option for us. I kind of do want some artillery, but at the same time, I really want these armored airships. But the problem with that is that's 130, that's 300, that's 510. Yeah, that's a solid 810 experience required to unlock the armored airship, and quite frankly, we're just not there. Because, I mean, we're kind of running on an XP deficit here. So, but I think it's best if we actually pick up the howitzer and start mixing in artillery with our units. So we're going to do that. I'm going to look at pushing down to get the 320 millimeter self-propelled howitzer. But we will, yeah, look into doing that. So let's hit up our recruitment here. Let's get our heavy AA vehicles. We're only going to get 3. We're going to get a couple of light AA vehicles just to help cover them. We're going to pick up our light tanks, our recon vehicles. We're going to have artillery in this one instead of infantry, so we're going to get 10 artillery. This will help us get stuff to the front. We're going to get our normal 2 sappers and our 3 supply trucks to keep this army supplied. So let's create that army. That's most of our green or our refined plastic for the turn. Obviously, we're going to have to start maybe looking at getting medium caliber ammunition. Most of our stuff currently uses large caliber ammunition, though. So not going to worry too much about medium caliber as of right now. We could realistically start making a push for the kitchen, because this kitchen is just drowning the bugs with resources. I think that might actually be our move here. Yeah, I think... Alright, you know what? We're going to do it. Oh? Alright, there is nothing defending the kitchen, so we are gonna take it. We're going to take it. That's going to cut those resources down in half, and hopefully that'll stop them from getting tier 5. Because I really don't feel like dealing with the Devil's Coachman. I just don't. The Grasshopper Swarm should actually be coming in pretty shortly. So I thoroughly believe that our marksman here can deal with this. It's going to be a bit of a struggle here, but we're going to try it. So let's fight that. Alright, so it looks like they can only approach from one direction. We've got 90 seconds to set this up, so let's get a sapper down, get all of our marksmen down, and get our 2 trucks down. Let's hit start there. Let's get our sapper on 1. And start getting defenses down. We're going to do some layering here because I kind of want to square it off, and that'll actually help with damage output on these. So we're going to do some layering here just to help it out a little bit. Get some of these down. Because I am going to have my infantry sit back here, so the last thing I want is for them to be surrounded. So let's get more of these down. Probably going to want some dragon's teeth up here while we're at it, just to help deal with these spiders. And then I'm just going to pick up some more barbed wire just in case. So let's start. We're going to get our marksmen moved up just so they're under the BW shelters. We only have 2 trucks, so we can move them up. Sapper should really be cranking these defenses out here now as they walk over them, which they are, so we just watch them do this for a minute. Pretty decent job. However, if time permits, so if we have about 15 to or 10 to 15 seconds left after all these defenses get down, I'll put down another row of barbed wire just to help deal with the larger, tankier bugs, because you know, they are going to be a pain in the butt if I don't deal with them hastily. Actually, you know what? We're gonna get some glue down to help keep them off of my infantry. And then we're going to do this just to get more down. We're out of battle points at this point. Alright, can you not get stuck? I don't know where it's trying to go, but it's stuck. That is not what we need right now. A stuck sapper is a dead sapper. Yep, it looks like they're going to start spawning really quick here. They're coming in from the toilet. I completely forgot I disabled sound. Well, we're going to not have sound for a little bit. Here come the sapper might die. Or we're good? I think we're good. I don't think they targeted the sapper. Come on, take out those crickets. God, take out the crickets, guys. I want close. Fire close. I don't know why they're not healing. They should be healing. good. They're taking him down. They're taking him down. Getting him down slowly but surely. How we doing? There's a lot. Take him down. Our outpost is taking a lot of damage. Looks like there's not much left though. I think we might come out on top. We're going to take a few losses here, but I think that's acceptable given the condition of things anyway. Now, what'll really annoy me is if they require spare parts to heal. That's kinda not great. Alright, it looks like we are going to be successful in cleaning them up, so we're actually going to times for it. Yep, it is basically a cleanup at this point. No, come on, don't let him kill it! Don't let him kill it! Oh, dude! That was heavily unfortunate. There's two groups left. One group of small mosquitoes and one small group of ants, so there's that. So that's great for us. I don't think we got any more movement for this turn, though. No, we do not. Alright, and I will be right back. Alright. Anyway, just a short cut there. We will end the day there. Looks like they are gonna... What? I bet you those are locusts. Yep, that's a lot of locusts. So unfortunately, we don't really have anything, I don't think, that can hold against them. We can get that in there, though. We can start making a move for it. However, if we give them that room, which we don't really have a choice because we just don't have an army that can get there, they will unlock their level 5 bugs, which we are going to need our heavier ordnance for that. So let's attack, finish off the second bathroom. Yep, let's get the second bathroom done, since it's literally basically almost nothing. I'm just going to kind of plop the infantry down. They should be able to easily handle it on their own. I shouldn't need anything else. That being said, if I do, I'm going to be... Considering there's only 14 bugs, yeah, don't think I need anything else. We're going to take them out anyway. I just want to make sure that they don't come back. Yep, take them on out. Yeah, I was gonna say, if they have an issue taking those out, that's a slight problem. So those are done. We can end the battle there. So that's a quick cleanup, which means we have officially taken this bathroom. This kitchen's gonna be quite a fight. They do have a lot of these yellow flyers. The locusts are unlimited. Well, they are limited. 5 groups only, which is nice. They do have a lot of grasshoppers, though. This over here is just 60 groups of straight locusts. We are going to have to concede the office at least one fight to them until we can get some tanks over there, because we do need tanks to help take out those locusts. I would actually like the 2nd Battalion to head over there as well, just to help deal with them, because honestly, locusts are pretty tanky. We're not going to be able to recruit anything this turn. We just don't have the resources to do that. However, we can get this battle on the way. We don't have our anti-air stuff yet, but we should have plenty of infantry to deal with the yellow flyers for now. So it looks like... What it looks like to me is... why are they out of ammunition? I bet you the shotguns are unspecified caliber. That's unfortunate. All 36 of these are going to be needed, all 19 of these are going to be needed, and probably all 15 of those are going to be needed, so we're just going to plop them down, have them around. We're just going to kind of throw defenses on our infantry and our tanks here since we don't have a lot of battle points to work with, so we don't want them getting overran. So we are going to just plop them down. We are going to just ready up since, I mean, I can't prepare any more than what I've prepared here. Put it down to ×1. Well, actually, let me just real quick go in here, audio, turn the volume back up. So let me 25, 25, and 15. Apply back. There we go. Get our sound back on. We should have enough AA to deal with this. I hope. Marksmen, switch to heavy. Snipers, switch to heavy. We need the damage going out. Yep, we need them to go down really quickly. And I know the assault troops are out of ammo, but they're just kind of there to absorb damage, or help absorb damage. Looks like a lot of these yellow bugs are going to get into our line, which is not what we want. Shoot the locusts. Do not let them sit there. Okay, we're gonna start taking some losses here. We just don't have the output on the yellow flyers. Shoot close. Yep, we're really taking some losses here. Shoot close. Let the tanks handle the ground. Y'all need to handle the air. These air bugs need to go down. We got some more freaking casualties here. Shoot that locust. Yeah, there's just so many flyers. That's 13 losses so far. If we ×4 it, that's 14, 15, 16. I don't think we're going to win this fight. Definitely not. We need those spare parts. I don't know how many scout cars / snipers and marksmen we just lost. So we have almost no remaining marksmen. It looks like we lost 4 recon vehicles, I believe. We lost we lost 1 tank, it looks like. We lost a couple supply trucks. And we lost that fight, so they are going to upgrade to level 5. Which is very unfortunate. So we are going to need ammunition, spare parts, 1,000. Bye. We need those spare parts. So we're going to attack, because obviously the last one was just a defense. We should be able to hold this with just what we have, or at least take this with just what we have. Infantry, get them down, get the snipers down. Get those down. Vehicles, scout cars, light tanks, and trucks. Start. It doesn't really matter too much since these don't deal damage to the higher tier enemies all that much, or they don't do a whole lot. So we're just going to throw some things down just to help. Throw some air mines down just to help with that a little bit. Once the sapper's done, I'll just ready it up. And ready it up it is. We're not going to get as many shots in before they get to us as we would. Yep, they're already on top of us. Yep, so we are using up spare parts quite quickly. So Switch to heavy, switch to heavy. We need those flyers taken out. The tanks can definitely hit. There we go. We're getting them taken out. But we're chewing through spare parts. There we go. All the flyers are taken out. I believe it's just a mop-up at this point, so we will times 4 it. Let that finish itself. Since it is mostly just locusts. I'm gonna set them to hunt. Yep, it looks like they just get stuck on random articles of furniture. And the tanks just, they can't. Alright, well, we'll call that a win. We'll get some XP out of that. Not a whole lot. I wish I had gotten more. There's only one group of ants left, which is perfectly fine by me. Because we took that. We can't run that over. We obviously can't defend that, so we're going to retreat. We have to give them the food. That's going to give them quite a big jump into level 5. Which is not what we want, but unfortunately there's not really much we can do about it. Alright, so we're going to end that day there. Where are the locusts moving? Okay. So they are level 5 at this point, which means they now have the kamikaze ants. Or the fire ants, whatever you want to call them. And that means they're also probably going to get bees and these giant coach bugs. Which means we are going to need the heavy tanks for this. We're going to get this army moved up. I'm just going to refuse that. Yep, I'm just going to refuse it. Let's see here. We have 7,000 green refined plastic in the bank. I think what we need to do at this point is head to the market. So we get 36,000 to buy stuff with. Buy. Okay. That is not at all worth it. That is not worth it. All right. So we're just gonna reset that. We're not even gonna bother with it. It's just not worth. Let's head into the headquarters. Let's pick up a. Well, I want to get another power station, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's gonna do a whole lot. So we're gonna wait on that. We're gonna need more troops, is what we're gonna need. So we can't really unlock much. Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't unlock anything, and we're really going to need that heavy tank here pretty soon, I think. Yep, so let's take a look at what we've got. So the sappers, we're going to need them to... Okay, you've got a sapper in you, though, so you're going to move over here. You're going to take this, you're going to walk that over. We'll do this... So, and then we've got that army, which unfortunately just cannot move. Let's see, what do we got here? Not much flying bugs. However, a lot of our anti-air has been diminished. And we're really waiting on these 2 extra armies that are in the back here. Well, anyway, I'm quickly running out of time for this video, so that'll be the end of this video. In the next episode, I will deal with this off camera, the 200 ants, as I typically do. Then we will fight the locusts, and then we will defend the kitchen and try to keep them back so we can regain control of the rest of the house, because right now these swarms are really being a thorn in my side. So anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon if you want to see more. It really helps me, it helps the channel, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.